Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to dive deep into a crucial discussion about this Ukraine conflict, diplomacy, and how it's affecting America's mindset and financial landscape. Listen, guys, from the rising inflation to military spending and economic uncertainty, global events are looming right now, guys. And this impact is going to hit us hard, especially through the financial health of Americans. Okay. So let's talk about how these events shape our financial decisions and how it's affecting the mindsets of many Americans as we're moving forward. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Ni hao. My name is Mrs. B from millennialfinessemindset.com. I'm an educational consultant and accountability coach, guys. And here we are, the Finesse Fam, where we faithfully innovate, we inspire, we're naturally effective, and we seek success every day, guys. But what I really want to do is get into this, guys, this video. A lot of you were asking about it. So I want to go over the video. We're going to talk how the ideas of what's going on with this explosive argument they were having, this debate, this discussion with the president of Ukraine and President Trump and the vice president. And we're going to just kind of break it down and analyze what's going on the financial landscape, and then how this is affecting the mindsets of Americans, what this looks like, even their interactions with each other, guys. We're going to discuss that because that's what we do a lot, right? We can agree to disagree on a lot of things. And I want to kind of analyze the back and forth here and really what's going on. This is never really something that's been shown on TV before. So let's get into it. All right. So let's start playing it, and we're going to go through it play by play. Okay. So in this video, we're going to hear from President Trump as he discusses the current war in Ukraine and America's role in the conflict. While international conflicts might seem distant, they have a massive ripple effect on American finances, from higher gas prices to inflationary pressures, guys. Understanding the connection between global diplomacy and your personal wealth is more important than ever right now, guys. And then discussing how this is affecting Americans, even you guys, your mindset. We're going to have that conversation today. So we're going to analyze what is talked about in this debate. And then I want you guys to comment your thoughts on this conversation in this live video after the video is over in the comment section. All right, guys. So let's play it, and then we're going to break it down. And you guys comment and tell me how you feel about the conversation and what's going on.
For that. Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things? Say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind.
And see, guys, when he says that, you can even watch the guy's body language. Like his eyes are like bugging out at Trump. Like you could tell he just kind of is angst and agitated, even with him saying that. All right, let's keep going.
He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side is exactly in love with, him either. So alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the things out of Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen.
All right, so here, guys, Trump, he's starting to address the concerns about aligning with Putin, right? He's explaining that his focus is on America's interests. He just said America first. This reveals a key point, guys. The U.S. involvement in international diplomacy affects everything, guys, from military budgets to the economy at home. With the U.S. contributing substantial, guys, financial and military aid, Americans feel financial burden from this, right? Through higher taxes, through inflation, potential loss of jobs in industries tied to this war and the war efforts. The mindset here is essential. How do Americans view this cost, and how does this affect their financial goals? Let's keep listening.
I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So.
All right, let's keep listening, guys. Okay, here we go.
For 4 years,
let me play that back. Here we go.
want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. One more question.
We had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our.
And I think that's super important, guys. The diplomacy aspect, you might not like who Trump is course with. You might not like who he's aligned with or his allies, but it's key to have diplomacy. It's key to agree with people and to come to deals, right? That's super important, no matter if you like them or not. It's key to be diplomatic. Okay?
Chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words matter more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump's.
Okay, so that's JD Vance talking. He's the vice president. So Trump contrasts the approach of previous presidents, suggesting that tough talk alone won't solve the problems. All right, so instead, diplomacy should be the focus, they're saying. However, the real question for Americans is, how does this diplomacy affect us financially? Rising defense spending, sanctions on Russia, and global instability all translate into financial consequences for everyday citizens, from shrinking personal savings to higher living costs, guys. The mindset shift Americans need is to prioritize strategic spending and financial literacy to cope with these changes. Let's keep listening.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah. But
Trump is so funny. Trump was like, I'm not trying to be part of it. He said that he wasn't even president then, so he's not even sure what dates he has going on. Let's keep listening.
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president in 2019.
See, now he's going to kind of break down his frustration, especially what he had with Biden. So let's listen, and then we're going to analyze it.
And I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about?
Oh,
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President.
Okay, now they're about to get into it. So now, okay, we're going to talk about the reflection on the history of the Ukraine's conflict. Okay, so mentioning the role that the past U.S. administrators had, right? So what's important to note here is how historical foreign policies like the ones under Obama and Biden, they impact today's financial climate, guys. From rising oil prices to the need of greater defense spending, Americans feel the financial strain of long-term military engagements. It's crucial for Americans to consider how government spending abroad impacts their own financial planning and future prosperity. All right, let's keep listening.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been.
Okay, so he's putting JD Vance to point. He's asking him, have you ever been to Ukraine? Have you been there? Do you see the problems that we have, since you're speaking so much on what I believe you don't know? All right. So, and you can tell the body language right here, guys, when we're talking about mindset and how people talk to each other, how you respond. We talk about that a lot. And how to interact with people, right? If you see that the president here all the way to the left, he's got his hands crossed. So you can already tell he's already still feeling abrasive. He's feeling agitated. You can Trump in the middle, he's just kind of chilling like a villain. He's just kind of there, but you're going to see the back and forth because Trump's going to jump in too. And he's going to be talking back to him once JD Vance finishes about the respect level, how even though you feel like you're not where you need to be, we're giving you guys money, we're giving you a lot of things, so you need to respect where you're at. All right. And Trump, he's going to criticize Ukraine's strategy. He's going to argue that its relevance on U.S. military aid has shaped the outcome of the war. So financially, this dramatically impacts Americans directly, especially as more funds are allocated to military support rather than domestic priorities. The financial mindset shift here is for Americans to realize that foreign conflicts have consequences, guys, not just for the military, but also for your everyday economic buys, views, and situations, okay? So whether it's gas prices, higher food costs, or taxes to fund the military assistance, guys, these issues touch on every American household.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office?
See, and he's the guy, he's trying to answer, but JD Vance is I guess he's very agitated at this point because he feels like he's disrespecting the Oval Office and the president. So what do you guys think in the comment section? Do you feel like this president is disrespecting the Oval Office because he's agitated with what's going on with his country and he's feeling like he needs more help? Do you think it's okay for him to act this way in the Oval Office, or do you think he's wrong for being so pompous in front of the American diplomacy? What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section after the video. Okay, let's keep watching. If you're coming in, hola, como estás? Ni hao. We're talking about this breaking news with Trump, Zelensky, and JD Vance, their explosive argument that they had in the Oval Office on live TV, guys. It's so relevant because it has to do with the financial woes of Americans, how money is going to be affected in your pocket, and also just to shift and watch the conversation dealing with how to interact with people, mindset, and how to have a conversation and still be tactful in the conversation and be respectful to others. So that's what we're talking about here. Let's keep watching it.
Of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it.
You want us to get.
All right. So once again, if you guys are just coming in, make sure that you are finessing that like button. Go ahead and loop that. And also, guys, make sure you're sharing, because sharing is caring. We are talking about how these things are affecting America, how they're going to affect your wallet, and how you deal with this as far as your mindset and what's going on, and how these things are going to have a ripple effect on Americans' finances and their mindset. Let's keep listening.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
I'm telling him, well, Trump was quiet for the most part, but he's telling him that he doesn't have the right to tell us Americans how we should feel about anything, because we're trying to stand in the gap and help you, right? So this is kind of where it gets very heated between the three of them. And so we're just going to kind of watch that. And I definitely want you guys to say your perspective on how this conversation is going. Do you think that he's showing respect for the president? Do you think he's justified to say what he does? What do you guys think? Shout out to you, BJs. Hopefully you're having a great day today, guys. Let's keep going.
We're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
So it's interesting to it's very interesting to me too how he's actually trying to talk over the president, but you actually need him to help you with stuff. So and it's just an interesting dynamic how they're going back and forth. Okay, so Trump, he also is challenging the Ukraine to show appreciation to the US aid, right? But this point holds more weight, guys, when we consider the American mindset and how we feel as far as all the effort that we're giving to help. Okay, so Americans are increasingly frustrated by the rising cost of living and may feel that their sacrifices, guys, like paying higher taxes and enduring inflation, they aren't being acknowledged, right? So I guess Trump is speaking on behalf of Americans for that, right? And he's talking about understanding the financial consequences of foreign aid and the importance of national gratitude could shift the way Americans view global involvement and their role in funding the efforts. All right. Also, Trump's going to suggest that the Ukraine must act cooperatively with the U.S. to secure peace. He said, for Americans, this signals a critical financial lesson. Cooperation and mutual benefit are essential, guys, and even in global diplomacy, from a financial prospect, Americans must align their personal and financial goals with broader global perspective. All right, guys. So how can Americans adjust their financial mindset to protect themselves against global uncertainty? It means focusing on financial resilience, strategic investments, and preparing for the future, right? No matter what happens in the world of politics, okay? Also, guys, Trump's going to talk about, he's going to underscore the need for strong leadership, something that is also true in personal finance. When global uncertainty strikes during the war in Ukraine, Americans need strong leadership, okay? Both from the government and their own financial decisions. Strong financial literacy can help individuals manage inflation, protect your savings, and also make smart investments, even when global events cause turmoil. The mindset shift here is about becoming financially resilient in the face of extreme pressure.
Right now, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
See, and he's trying to let him know how important this is. Trump is saying you gambling with World War III because you don't really want to be diplomatic. You're not trying to come to a resolve with this with your country, and it's going to be extreme. So interesting how he says that to him, and he's kind of callous. I guess he's just so aggravated because I'm not sure why this guy's aggravated, but I guess he just feels like his country's not getting what they need from America.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Okay, guys. Please. All right. So,
if you will speak very loudly about the war,
he's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
wait a minute? No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't been
in this
alone.
Cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
We
gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment. And you men are brave, but they had to use our military equipment. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war.
I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. It looked like Trump put his hands on the guy on his arm. I don't know if he touched him or not. He got really close, but Trump is just emphasizing that, listen, you're not alone. We were always here with you. We've been helping you. And it's the gall of him is basically what Trump is saying, right? So as Trump, he's discussing the financial aid that the U.S. has provided. And he says we see how the military support translate into real world costs for Americans. While the U.S. is providing billions in assistance, guys, this comes at a personal cost, higher inflation and taxes, right? So the mindset that Americans are having is the need to adopt is understanding how these foreign policies impact their wallets. Financial literacy today should focus not just on managing household budgets, guys, but also understanding the broader economic role and how these forces play in global conflicts, which is super, super important, guys, because things that are happening, wars that are happening affect your wallet. So let's get into something on a lighter note. Yeah, you're right, BGH. He is fired up. Yeah, and I think it's more so, like I said, the respect part. It seems like the guy is just being very disrespectful, especially when you're getting millions and millions, almost billions of dollars dumped in your country to help you fight a war. Okay, so let's get into something more encouraging and something that is going to help you guys and inspire you. Here we go, guys. Want to level up your life and career? Welcome to millennialfinessemindset.com. I'm Mrs. B Finesse, your educational consultant and accountability coach with over 10 years of experience making real results happen. Listen, guys, my goal is to help. Need personalized guidance? Hit up my services page right here for one-on-one coaching and expert advice tailored just for you. Plus, check out tons of videos packed with valuable tips on health, wellness, wealth, and mindset. Catch up and leave a comment to join the conversation. Here, guys, you click on the icons, it'll take you straight where you need to go. Here on the blog page, it's packed with insights, guys, tips, and everything you need to level up your strategy with education, health, wealth, and wellness, all that you need here. From success-driven designs to powerful messages, our gear is more than just fashion. It's a statement of your commitment to growth. Listen, guys, wear your mindset, wear your progress, wear your success. There's stuff here for everybody in the family, from the kids all the way to men and women. Check out the Finesse Family Boutique. Visit millennialfinessemindset.com to start your journey today. Your next big breakthrough is just a click away. Let's get to work, guys. Hey guys, if you're just coming in, hola, como estás? Ni hao. We are breaking down this breaking news for Trump, Zelensky, JD Vance. They're having a shocking, explosive argument in the White House. It's something from my history. I've never seen any dignitary come in the White House and argue back and forth with the acting president. So we are actually looking at this. We're analyzing how this affects financially your wallets and how this affects the mindsets of Americans and how Americans feel moving forward. And I definitely want you guys in the conversation and talk about how this is affecting you, these wars and all these things going on, how much money is being spent. Guys, listen, the war in Ukraine is a stark reminder that global diplomacy, military spending, and foreign conflicts affect our financial situation. As Americans, it's crucial to focus on building financial resilience, making informed decisions, and then adjusting our mindsets to be proactive about future challenges. We need to embrace financial literacy and ensure we're being prepared for economic ripples effects that come with these global wars where we're helping other countries because there's going to be global instability, right? And so let's listen a little bit more, guys, and then we're going to do our final.
It would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe less.
in 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
And to say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong.
I'm going to end on that note. I just think it's interesting how that is true. Okay, you're on TV, millions of people are watching you, and I get it. The other president has a right to say and feel what he wants, but you know, if you're trying to get help from somebody and you know you need the help, it doesn't behoove you, and it's not really wise to get on their national news and argue back and forth. I know you're frustrated. I know you're frustrated for your country and your people, but I would have to concur with the president and the vice president. I mean, just the simple fact that you're going back and forth with us on live TV. We're trying to help you. We're trying to do what we can in our defense with the backing of our country and our people, what they really want to support here. I think it's just really interesting when we look at the dynamics of the mindset, how people, when they feel a certain way, their mindset is jaded. Like they're not really paying attention. Like when you're emotionally consumed with something, you're really not paying attention to the environment around you, and you can lose sight of something, and you can really lose what you came to get because of your attitude and how you are responding to people and how you are treating or mistreating people. Okay, guys. So once again, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure that you like and you comment and you subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. And leave a comment about what you think the U.S. foreign policy, how this is going to affect you, your financial situation, and also your mindset. How are you feeling about these wars? How are you feeling about Americans dumping so much money into other countries, helping other countries? What is that doing, and how does that affect your mindset? Leave your thoughts, guys, in the comments section, okay? So thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. Turn the bell on. Turn it on right now. And thank you for watching, and have a great day, guys.